Trade DeAndre Hopkins. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's show. You're watching Titans Today by Chat Sports. My name is Jace Andrews, and the reason we're talking about this, well, PFF released a potential trade for the star wide receiver in which he would go to Kansas City. We're going to talk about that trade and, well, what should the Titans do? Should they take the deal? What would happen? We're going to find out today with the Chiefs already making one trade. Are they going to make another to get Diop? Well, we're going to find out. Let's go into the proposed trade here first, with the Titans receiving a 2024 third-round pick, the Chiefs getting DeAndre Hopkins, of course. Now, I think I'll start off with this. That's kind of a small price there for the Chiefs to get a guy who has historically been very good. The thing is, Hopkins this season, though, well, let's just say it hasn't been up to his standards. Now, not to say that DeAndre Hopkins has necessarily played bad, because I got to be honest, he has overall looked very good. And if you know me, I'm a big average guy. And that average being 13.9, well, that's nice. But the 0 touchdowns, it just hasn't been amazing, I think, is the thing we have to say, for the simple fact of this. You're looking at DeAndre Hopkins, a guy who was a first-round draft pick, was excellent with the Texans, went to the Cardinals, was even better there, some would say, and now he comes to the Titans and has been lackluster. The problem is, with the Texans, he had a load of different quarterbacks, but his main one was Deshaun Watson. Went to Arizona, and he had Kyler Murray. He went to Tennessee and had a old and shambled Ryan Tannehill. I blame the quarterback in this one. I have to be quite honest with you. I don't think it's D-Hop's fault. He's getting open, but half the time, Tannehill throws it to him in double coverage. Now, it's the wide receiver's job to get out of that, but at the same time, why is Tannehill throwing it there? It makes zero sense, and I think it has to be stopped. That's all I'm going to say. I just think it's Tannehill's fault, to be quite honest with you. The draft stock, though, is where it comes in, because the pick that the Titans would receive in this trade proposal would be a third-round pick, which, by my count and by the way the Chiefs are playing, that's going to be a day 3, late 90s pick. That's not something I don't think is worth trading DeAndre Hopkins. I think you could get better value somewhere else, but I think this may be the only trade offer because of the simple fact that Diop isn't performing that well, and, well, he's kind of an older receiver. I mean, I think that's quite honest with you. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me to really go for this one, but it may be your only option. So I think the question is, if this trade was proposed, would you take it, or would you say, no, I'm good? If you would take this trade, then I want you to type T for trade. If you're going to keep Hopkins with the Titans, well, then I want you to type K for keep. Get in the comment section of today's video. This will be the pinned comment. Would you accept this trade if it was offered? Again, Diop to the Chiefs for a third-round pick. Now, looking at D-Hop's PFF grades, they're not bad. 24th amongst all wide receivers with Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback. Well, that's not bad. 77.1. I like the way he's kind of moving. There's a lot of good things about D-Hop, but I don't think the contract is one of them, because that's just kind of weird. Looking at his contract, it just is kind of odd in terms of the way it's structured. Now, I'm going to talk about why it's weird in the way it's structured, but you know what's not weird? Game Time. Game Time is the only place that you need to go for your ticket buying needs, and it's the only ticketing app I use. In fact, I used it just 2 weeks ago to go to one of the final MLB games, and guess what? The game was on Friday. It was Thursday evening when I decided to buy tickets. It was that simple. 2 clicks, and I had my tickets directly in the app. Didn't have to go to my email. Didn't have to worry about it. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for sports and music and comedy and theater. Any type of event in your area, Game Time has you covered. Game Time is also going to give you the peace of mind when buying tickets with their best price guarantee. It's easy, it's simple, and the best part of it all, we have a special discount code for Titans Today viewers, as if you go download the Game Time app and then go to the redeem code section and type in Titans Chat, you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. $20, that's free. You're going. Boom, you could probably get some tickets. I mean, think about it. You want to go to a Titans game? Heck, you want to go to a Tennessee football game. You're making the trip to Knoxville, go see the Vols? Guess what? You could get $20 off your tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code TITANSCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code TITANSCHAT, TITANSCHAT, no spaces, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets at the lowest price guarantee. Okay, the contract for D-Hop. Let's get into why it's weird. So he signed a 2-year, $26 million contract this offseason that can be worth up to $32 million. The thing is, 9.8 of that 26 original was in the signing bonus. So if you take that out, well, in 2023, he's making the league minimum salary of $1.25 million. That's not a lot, and that's why teams are kind of biting at the chomp to trade for D-Hop because, well, guess what? The Titans will take on most of his contract. And if you're looking from the outside perspective, yeah, this season hasn't been great, but overall, he's been a guy who has been, well, stable. Over 1,000 yards in 2020. Since then, hasn't had a 1,000-yard season, but he's a guy who, like I said, I'm an average guy. You look at those averages, they're all above 11. Now, the touchdowns have been down since 2021, but at the same time, he hasn't played a full 16 games in 3 years. So, with him now seeming to be fully healthy, seeming to play the entire year, well, I don't think it'd be bad for anybody to trade for him. The thing is, I think this starts the tank train, and, well, I don't know if I'm exactly ready for that, and I don't know if the Titans should be ready for that. As a Titans fan, is it time to tank? I have to ask. Type Y for yes if you think, it's time to go. It's time to tank. It's time to let it go. We're 2-4. We already have the bye. Tannehill's hurt. Our quarterbacks, well, we just have rookies and young guys. Then type Y for yes. If you think, no, we still got time, I want to give this down, and I want Derrick Henry. I want D-Hop. I want to see Malik Willis. I want to see Kevin Byard. I want to see all these guys on my team. Well, then type in for no. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm neither here nor there on tanking, but let's look at what would be the draft compensation once again, because I think it's important to see what exactly is going to be on the table for these players should it come to that point. So, with this Chiefs trade, you're going to get a third-round pick, which again would be in the 90s area. So, what would the Titans draft with that 90th pick? Well, PFF not only gave us a trade, they gave us who they thought the Titans would draft with that 94th pick is what they projected. Again, that'll be dependent on if this trade happens, first of all, and where the Chiefs finish. Now, the PFF grade has it as the Titans taking Amarius Mims with a third-round pick, which is an offensive tackle out of Georgia, who, by the way, has a high ankle sprain right now, and he'll play this year, but nobody knows when. I kind of was confused by that, but at the same time, I don't think it's really time to worry about the, let's say, draft stock just yet, but you have one game to worry about it. You have one game because you have the bye week this week, but the Falcons will be the game of the season. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, that's the game to see whether this team is legit or not. No. It's not that. It's the game to see whether or not you're buyers or sellers in that last bit of the trade deadline. The trade deadline is October 31st on the Tuesday. Well, guess what? Sunday before that, you play the Falcons. If you lose that game Monday, the next day, I would expect Kevin Byard to be gone. I would expect DeAndre Hopkins to be gone. I would expect Derrick Henry to be gone. Because if you lose to a Falcons team who isn't that good, you immediately start to think, okay, what the heck do we do? Well, I'll tell you what. Draft stock and trades will be coming if that happens. If the Falcons game is a wash, if you ultimately cannot win that game, then I hate to say it, but you have to start looking at what you're going to get in draft stock, what kind of trades you can work out, and what kind of prospects you can get from other contenders that will be willing to have DeAndre Hopkins, Derrick Henry, a bunch of big names on this Titans team that, well, they're going to be good draft stock if for some reason they can't beat the Falcons. If you made it to the end of the video, I really, really appreciate you. In fact, I appreciate you so much that I want you to do me a favor. I want you to get in the comment section of today's video and type Tighten Up. Everybody who types Tighten Up in today's comment section, I am going to be personally responding to you. We're going to give a woohoo. We're going to give a let's go. I'm going to give you a fire emoji. We're going to be responding to everybody who types Tighten Up today. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you watching Titans Today. As always, peace out.